Hey y'all, today I'm going to cover the ultimate range case, or at least my ultimate range case. Let's get into it. Now if you like this content, like, sub, shares, all that good stuff, I really appreciate it. Also down below, coupon codes, merch, and links to the stuff that I'm using in this case, all going to be down there and help support the channel. So what am I talking about? The ultimate range case. So many times I'm at the range and you see people, they'll bring a couple guns, but they don't bring anything to care for the guns, in the sense of they don't bring oil, they don't bring tools, they don't bring loaders, they don't bring anything other than the gun, the ammo, and some targets and hearing protection. Although the amount of times I get asked for hearing protection, I think people forget that too. I've put together a case, and it's kind of big, but I want to show what it was inspired by, which is this. To kind of show why I went with something this large, and while it's actually much more convenient than trying to lug it into a bag and maybe having a couple bags, however you might work it. So anyway, what was my ultimate range case inspired by? This. So this is an old Pachmeyer pistol case. I'm going to zoom in on it to show some of the features of it, right? So it has the a locking latch here, which is nice. It flips open, and then you had a pull-out tray here, which is really nice because you had spots for 4 handguns of any size for the most part. Obviously, I don't think a pocket gun would fit in there, but you could just set it in the top here. And you were able to screw down this knob here, and that allowed you to store 4 handguns, scopes, red dots, doesn't matter. The red dots weren't really that big a deal back, when this was put out. And you could actually, nice thing was with this tray pulling out, you could kind of sit this at your bay and work from it, right? And then down below you had space for ammunition, you had space for oil, you had space for tools. You'd see people, they would customize these. I've seen some really cool pictures of people. They mounted spotting scopes. People would mount little brackets here for tools and stuff, screwdrivers, different stuff you might need to work on a gun if you're planning on going to the range. This is kind of what inspired my ultimate range case, is the fact that you could get one thing, put everything in it, have one case to carry in, one case to carry out. If something arrives, you need to lubricate something, you need to tighten something, you need to take something apart, you probably had the tools to do so. Okay, so now we'll look at the modern iteration of that Pachmeyer case, which is my range case. So I don't bring this every time. I just bring it most times. If I'm just going to the range and I'm going to shoot my concealed carry, and I just need a box of ammo and hearing protection, I'm probably not bringing this. But if I'm going with more than one gun, chances are this is coming with me, and I'll show you why. So this is a Pelican 1510. They usually come in black. I got one in OD. They do make them in a couple different colors. But I really like this because while it's not the world's smallest case, it's just right size for me, and it's easy to transport. So it's on wheels, right? So you can wheel it around, right? It has a handle up here, which is really nice. It pops out, locks in place, good and sturdy, right? So I can wheel this around. If I'm going to wheel it a little bit of ways from the car to where I'm going to shoot, this is really convenient. Has handles here on the side and on the top, which is nice. Good, sturdy, thick handles. The kind of handle you don't mind holding on to if it's heavy, right? Some of the stuff you see, the soft bags, they have like thin nylon handles. They get annoying, holding on to it for 20 minutes while you're standing in line. Opening the case up, has locks here. I don't use them, but it does have these nice latches. So open up the top here. I have an organizer that I got off of Amazon, and I really like it. It's screwed in pretty easy, and it really allows me to put a lot of different stuff up here. I have seen different MOLLE attachments that go up here. I might switch to that someday, but for now I'm finding this to work quite adequately. What do I have up here? Now, I don't have everything I usually have in here, but I'll go, pretty much give the general idea of what I keep up here. So I have gloves, right? So these are just a cheap pair of gloves that I got at Home Depot. Firm grip, right? They're really nice and thin. I like them shooting out in the desert, especially when you're shooting skeet and you do a lot of loading. So I have them in here. So in this pouch, I have a Maglula mag loader. I've held off on getting one of these for a long time because, obviously if you load faster, you shoot faster, and you're just burning more ammo. I wish I had gotten one much sooner, especially before ammo went crazy price, because this is really nice. It saves, you hear the phrase saves your hands and you think, oh, what's the matter? Are you afraid of your hand getting a little scuffed? It really is a lot easier, and it makes shooting a lot more pleasant. And here I have a small cleaning kit. This is the Gunmaster cleaning kit, just a little cylinder here that unscrews, and it's got a rod for cleaning pistols, and then brushes. Main reason I have it is the rod to you could use to ram out a squib if you had to, but just something that's small enough that I don't mind keeping it in here. Then I keep my multi-tool. This is a Victorinox Cyber tool. I really like it because it has the little screwdriver bits on here. Comes with a variety of little bits. Has a pair of pliers, has scissors, has knives, has a couple other cool attachments, files, different stuff that you might end up needing. Overall, just a really neat, handy little thing that doesn't take up much space. Also, key tag from Allen Anchor. And then I keep a Sharpie. I keep a Sharpie because it's nice when you're shooting at targets to be able to write down, if you have a particular good target. I use it for doing reviews, but maybe you want to circle what you've been shooting. Maybe you want to write down what it is, put on the refrigerator. Just nice to have a Sharpie in there. And I usually also carry, some Q-tips, and I keep spare foam hearing protection in here, which I actually have to refill, because the reason I keep spare foam hearing protection in here, I usually get them in little bags, is because if you get to the range and maybe you forgot yours, which mine is always in here, but maybe someone in your group forgot theirs, or I've actually had it where people have been like, hey, do you have any spare hearing protection? And while I'm not going to give them, the walkers that I'll get to in a minute, I don't mind giving out the, 10-cent foam hearing protection, because we've all been there where we've forgotten it, and it kind of sucks because, well, you don't want to damage your hearing sticking around, so you end up having to leave and go find, the nearest Walmart. I also keep gun oil. So I have Hoppy's number 9 Gun Medic Cleaner and Lube. I got this at Walmart years ago, and I've had this same can that I've been carrying around for years, and I really like it because when you spray it, it's a good high pressure spray, and the cleaner lubricant does a really good job, especially on 22s, which I find most often to be the thing that needs to be cleaned out, because the gunk gets to be like a half-inch thick in there, and it starts jamming. I found it to be really effective at cleaning out the gunk and getting a gun back in action, so you can keep having fun rather than having to go home. And then I usually also keep a couple patches in there, just for wiping stuff out, also with the Q-tips. Right, and up here, this pouch is empty. This is where I'll put my speed loaders, my magazines, all the different stuff that I'm going to shoot that day, depending upon what I'm going to shoot. It goes in here, so it's nice and conveniently located. Going down to the main part of the case. So I'll start at the top. So I have both my wife's and mine. We both have Walker hearing protection. These are, mine is Bluetooth. Hers is just the normal kind, but they're both the electronic style. I really like these. I've used her and I've used mine. I really like mine because of the ability to set up music to it, and they're Bluetooth. Moving into where I'm keeping the guns. So these are the Savior Equipment gun pouches, and I really like these. I've actually been using these now for a few months. I got them a couple months ago, and they're really nice because they're big. Now they fit in this case really nicely, but because they're big, much like that Packmeyer case, I can put big guns in them. I like shooting, larger revolvers. I like shooting, I have my Mark IV competition target gun, that has a big old scope on it. It's really hard to find a case that fits into. This, it's no problem. So having these, they're big, they're ugly because they're squared off. I don't care. They have zippers up top. They're foam padded on the inside, right? And then they have a Velcro piece here on the front. You can put the label on here with what gun is in here. They fit in here really good, and I don't have to worry about the gun being too big because I can put big 6-inch barrel revolvers in here without worry of them not fitting. Targets I just toss in at the end, and then I usually keep spare clips up here. Some ranges, if you shoot off a clip, they charge you, so I keep spare clips up here so that I don't have to worry about getting charged the 50 cents or whatever that they might charge, when you can usually go get a pack of clips for like $2 for 100. But finally, the ammo. So I do keep ammo in here because, again, it's an all-inclusive range case. So rather than having to lug an ammo can next to me, this is convenient, or the Walmart bag. We've all seen the person that basically hit the Walmart and brought the ammo straight from Walmart and dumped it out on the table and started shooting it. I have these Savior Equipment bags. These are the loose pouch, loose pack, loose ammo. I'll put a description or a link down below to them. But that's what these are. These are basically little ammo bags. And I got the mini ones. They come in 2 different sizes. I like the mini ones because honestly, for instance, I have Federal Auto Match in this one, right? It's nice because I was able to label what it is. This is 2 boxes with room left over. So that's like almost 700 rounds of 22. And I could probably put in at least another 100. I don't anticipate needing more than that. If I do, I can bring an extra bag. But I really like this size because they slide in the bottom here, and I can close the lid no problem. And that's all the ammo you're ever going to need. So instead of trying to wedge boxes in there, which one thing I realized was that the ammo boxes that stuff comes in can actually be kind of inconvenient to bring to the range. One, you've got to throw them out and dispose of them when you're done. And 2, especially when they've got the rounds spaced apart to make the box look bigger, it really eats up a lot of room in your case. And again, with the labels on them, it's really nice because I can have extras of these sitting, wherever I store my ammo, and then just pull one out, put it in the bottom of the box, and off I go. So that is pretty much it. Again, there's probably a few small things that are missing out of here that I haven't discussed, but this is the major stuff, and sometimes I might add or take something out depending upon what I'm shooting that day. But that was pretty much it as far as the big stuff. Again, this is the ultimate range case for me. Put down below, what is your ultimate range case? What do you bring? What have you find that works? What do you have that I don't have? Because I'm always looking to add because there is room in this case. But let me know down below, and have a good day.